I'm Dhawal, the founder of Class Central. Today we have Salwa Muhammad. She's the vice president of Udacity Connect. She's here to tell us about the announcement that Udacity is making. Salwa, thank you for doing this.
Well, thank you for having me, Dhawal. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So could you tell us what Udacity Connect is?
Sure. So Udacity Connect is our first ever blended learning offering that we started in May of last year. And what it does is it combines online nanodegree programs that Udacity offers along with in-person weekly sessions, which gives students the opportunity to stay on track and graduate from the program on time.
Okay. And how many cities is it available right now?
So right now we're in 14 cities across 9 countries. So we've expanded pretty quickly, and Udacity Connect has a pretty remarkable completion rates compared to online programs. So we've been able to test this out in several pilots before we launched, and we saw that the completion rates as well as what students are gaining out of it, getting the best of both worlds from the flexibility of an online program as well as the accountability of a classroom with peers and instructors.
And you're taking this to Reno, Nevada now, Udacity Connect?
Right. The most exciting one as of now is we're launching in Reno, Tahoe area, and the announcement being today. And applications are currently open to accept applicants for our full stack web developer nanodegree program. Classes will start in June. And what's exciting about the Reno Tahoe program is this is our first ever public-private partnership where we are collaborating with the state government, the governor's office, as well as the economic development of Western Nevada, and kind of collaborating with local companies who are interested in hiring graduates from the program. And most of these organizations, the companies as well as the state agencies, are helping out sponsoring the students' tuition going through this. So there's some exciting programs in the works, and will be great to be in the Reno Tahoe area too.
Okay. And what is the application process like?
So the application process, what we do, because it's a physical classroom, this is the first time we actually have to care about number of seats, right? As opposed to the online programs where as many students can get in. And so what we look for is really more of having the pre-requirements to get into the program. So for example, if a certain program has some requirements in programming or a math background, we make sure those are set before we have them come in and commit to several, this is generally a 3-month program, so several weeks of physically attending the class. The way I imagine this, the selection process, and I head up the admissions for Udacity overall as well, is I want to serve the student who's ready and prepared for the program. So I don't want the student to come by and tell me, well, I wasn't ready, you didn't tell me these were the pre-requirements, and I wasted my time signing up and being here. So this is almost a check. Our goal is not to keep students out, it's more to make sure they're prepared and ready and they're set up for success when they come in. So this particular application process for Reno Tahoe primarily checks that they can attend the physical classroom, it's within what their commute distance, as well as having the right prereqs for the full stack web developer program.
Okay, and as I understand, this is a very specific version of Udacity Connect, right? It's Udacity Connect Intensive, and it's structured more like a part-time boot camp.
Right, so Udacity Connect, when we first launched, and it has gone through many iterations, it was really an experiment. We started off in Egypt and then kind of brought to the US, and like I mentioned, we're in several countries at this point. We started off seeing that students who were meeting weekly, whether it was with peers or not, were making much more progress than students who are studying by themselves online. And as you know, just being online, there's so many distractions. It's so easy to just shut down your computer, do something else that's more interesting. So having that weekly accountability was helping. But what we've tried with both Udacity Connect and Udacity Connect Intensive is various iterations to get to the perfect model that helps all of our students. What Udacity Connect Intensive does is there is a specific start date, you're right, and there's a specific end date. So and we have class generally on weekends for a full day from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. where there's instruction happening inside the classroom as well. And the reason we picked it to be on one weekend day is we wanted to allow our students the flexibility, if they had a day job, if they already had a weekday commitment, to keep that but still be able to attend on the weekends and finish a program. within 3 months. So that way, if I'm somebody who's already working, can say, all right, I'll devote Saturdays for the next 3 months, and I will have a nano degree certificate at the end, and I will graduate with the skills required for a career switch or to kind of advance in the particular program that I'm interested in.
Okay, and how many of these Connect intensive sessions have taken place so far?
So we've had over like hundreds of sessions since launch, pretty much around the world as well as within the US. And yeah, they happen mostly on the weekend days, like I mentioned.
Okay, and you said this this is an experiment. Is it still an experiment, or it started out as an experiment? Is it still an experiment, or is this something, a concrete strategy for Udacity going forward?
No, this is a concrete strategy. So when we initially started this off as a pilot, and it wasn't branded Connect, we were basically trying out to see if meeting in physical classrooms helped our students get through the program. And that was in the pilot phases. It wasn't branded as Udacity Connect either. Once we figured that out, and literally I ran pilots in Egypt as well as in our offices in Mountain View before we solidified the program and the structure of it. And like any of our programs, we always iterate. So I will do everything from, is Saturday a good day versus a different day, or the length of the program, trying out different instruction methods. Like those are always evolving at Udacity because we strive to be better. But Udacity Connect itself is not an experiment anymore. Like we're pretty convinced that the blended learning model is great for both our students as well as our programs. And we're essentially improving, but going along with it. I myself came out of the student services team at Udacity, and once we saw the promise of Connect and how great it was, transitioned over to form a team around it and devote like time for our students to be able to take advantage of this.
All right. Thanks for sharing this information.